Hey, we're right here in the Polkadot GS org app, where you have to go to networks Kusama, then Parachains, then Crowdloan, and you can see which projects can contribute to. There are 9 funds currently. For this, you will need, first of all, a Polkadot Chrome extension, which is something similarly to MetaMask. As you can see here, it just gives you an address. So then you can send your capital, in this case Kusama, but for Polkadot this would mean DOT, from your exchange addresses. If you have Kusama staked, you need to make sure that they're unstaked. This can take up to 7 days if it's on the Kusama network directly. If you stake via something like Kraken, you can usually unstake them quite quickly. So once you've got your funds in your wallet, you can contribute for any of these projects to the site. You can see that already contributed to Karura and to Shiden and to Crust Shadow and to Moonriver. So that's one way of doing it, straight from the site. If I click on here, for instance, you can see up. I can do it like that. But you could also go to the website, and sometimes you might want to do that, because when I click here and then go to slot auction, Crowdloan, it will have a nice interface for the major projects. And also you can see that there's some referral feature which you might want to use to get some referral rewards. So let's show you how to contribute to one of these projects. So if I'm on this website of Khala Crowdloan, I connected my wallet, as you can see here, then I'll just contribute. All right, this will appear. Ooh, what is the password for this? So I'll do this. It will take a few seconds. You can see that the estimated fee is, this is called micro Kusama, so it's very low. Thanks for your support. So yes, I contributed to this one. So if I could then go back to here, the Polkadot org app, I can see that I now have a contribution in Khala. So let's do the same for Darwin, see what they have on their homepage. They have an app here with the network. But if I go to PLO, which is Parachain Loan, join the Crowdloan, Crowdloan. Yes. You can see I've got 5 Kusama left here, so I'll also go contribute 1 Kusama here. And obviously you will need for yourself to understand which projects you want to invest in, because you might not want to invest in all of these projects. However, for this video, obviously I want to show you guys how easily you can invest in these projects. And also, because this is fairly new, it's kind of an experiment for us as well to see how well these projects are going to do, because it's very promising in a sense. So you can see now contributed also to Darwin. So Polkasmith has also contributed there, and I'll try it via the site here to show you guys how that works. Sign and submit. Same thing. Now it's doing it straight from the site here. Okay, done. And Sakura, the last one. Just because what we actually want to know is, we want for that. But yeah, so now we contribute to all of these things. right? Yeah, so as I just mentioned, in all of these we contributed now. We've got the major position in Karura, it's 4, and then followed, I believe, by Moonriver, that's 2.9. But in total, we're in this for like 12 plus, between 12 and 13 KSM. We accumulated some of these KSMs throughout the year, so we got them quite cheap earlier on in the year. However, what's going to happen is this kind of process will continue to fill up these parachains probably in the next couple of years. Not all of these projects will get a parachain slot, and that's the reason why we invested in so many now, because we want to show you guys of one of these projects that will get a parachain, what the return will be of our investment. So yeah, this is it. It's so easy. So for you guys that don't know exactly what Kusama is a cousin network of Polkadot. It's been under construction for more than 3 years. A lot of brilliant developers and researchers have worked on this network, and it's all been leading up to this moment, kicking off these Parachain auctions for projects. Basically, how projects launches on either Kusama or Polkadot. So both Kusama and Polkadot are relay chains, but they have many multiple parachains. Dr. Gavin Wood was the co-founder and original CTO of Ethereum, and he invented the Ethereum virtual machine and Solidity programming language. Around 2016-17, he decided to move on from Ethereum to start building Polkadot, and substrate blockchain development framework, with one goal: more scalable network of multiple blockchains that are built specialized for different purposes instead of the Ethereum blockchain, which is a single isolated layer 1 blockchain. So Polkadot is connecting a set of like 100 plus blockchains called parachains, with Polkadot as its core relay chain, connecting all these parachains. Kusama, as I said, was its Polkadot cousin network, was created as an in-between a testnet and a full bank grade network like Polkadot is. This creates kind of an environment where projects can be more flexible and have faster transactions to understand really how the ecosystem works, how the project fits within this ecosystem before they decide to either go on to Polkadot or stay on Kusama, because actually Kusama might be a better fit for them. So on Kusama, what we might be expecting is a little bit of chaos, right? It's called the Canary Bird Network, because back in the day, the mine workers were sending in canary birds into the mines to check how the oxygen levels were before they went in there themselves. So what will happen is these projects will launch on Kusama ongoingly. However, after perhaps 5 or more parachains will have their slots on Kusama, Polkadot slowly start rolling out their parachain slot auctions as well. So it's kind of a parallel thing that is happening. So what you might be wondering, why would teams decide to build on Kusama? Well, it has like a plug and play security of the network. You don't have to go out to recruit your own set of network or validators. So basically, you can just make use of one of the best blockchains that's available. And as you can see from the pink lines, there is data in between those parachains that is very valuable for you as a team when you start building on within this ecosystem. So you can leverage all these interactions and data. This concept of interoperability has been talked about a lot, but really comes to fruition with Polkadot and Kusama. But as you can see from the diagram, either Kusama or Polkadot don't have unlimited available parachains. So projects have to compete to secure their slot into these ecosystems. And here is where the Parachain auctions comes into play. So why actually are we using a different model here with the Parachain slot auctions versus the ICO, the old model? Well, with the original ICO model we're also familiar with, there's almost no accountability for the teams. Anyone can create a white paper and raise funds. At the same time, the crypto you invest as an investor, you might never see back, or you might not see back its value. The team has also a lot of power over the funds, and at any moment the team can stop delivering on the project. However, with these Parachain slot auctions, the teams are competing versus other teams for a slot, which means they're already accountable and are building on to something big. At the same time, your investment in DOT or KSM, you will get back after the leasing period of a Parachain. The team itself cannot touch the funds, and the team can't just run away with the funds. I think the trade-off here is that instead of staking your KSM on DOT for a nice return and rewards and the full flexibility of selling your tokens, here you invest for a longer period of time into a project without getting the staking reward, but with the potential of a way bigger reward when a project is successful. So here is an example of how a Parachain slot auction can take place. Right? There's a 7 days period. In these 7 days period, there are multiple teams that can bid on their slot. And to bid on the slot, they need to bid with KSM. They either can bid with their own capital, or they do a crowd sourcing event, right? Within the first 2 days of the 7 days period, there's no one that can win this bidding process. However, then in the last 5 days, what will happen is at a random time, there will be a snapshot on the blockchain, and we has the highest bid at that specific time will be the winner of the slot. So it's very important for teams to do their utterly best to get as much capital as possible to bid on the slot. But they don't know when it can happen. So as you can see here, Team A actually won it, although Team F had the highest bid in the end of the 7 days auction. So it's going to be some kind of gamified way of of winning a slot, and also engages, I think, the investors into, okay, I really want to invest in this project, and I need to think of, okay, which product am I going to invest in and how much to support your project. So this might sound all a bit complicated, but let's just break this down with a high level view. So first you have your relay chain. This example, Kusama, you have parachains. These projects will going to start bidding on. Then there's a parachain slot auction, right, that we just explained. So that will define kind of the winner of a parachain. Then when we have a winner of a parachain, token of those projects are then distributed towards the supporters, right, the investors. That could be us. So quite quickly after the Parachain auction has been, is done and the project launches on the Parachain, you will get your tokens. They have the slot. Then there is a slot duration, which usually is up to 48 weeks. I think 8 times 6 weeks. And after that period, you will get your investment from your original investment to support your project back in KSM. Obviously, what it means is you don't know how much KSM might be worth, so you might lose something there in value, but you've got these tokens from the project which can go up in value. But you don't know, KSM can be at the same price, can be higher as well, so it's a bit speculative. So it's really important that you have some projects that have a lot of potential, I think. So what happens if a team doesn't win? Well, if a team doesn't win a power auction, it can opt in for another auction and then another auction. So what could happen is that your funds, as your supporting funds, are tied in with the team for many more weeks when they are trying to win one of these parachains. So that's something to keep in mind as well. But the idea here is that if you support a team, you really support a team, and you don't just want to back off because they didn't just win a slot. So as a bonus, I'd like to show you a much easier way to invest into these parachain slot auctions, because it might be looking all kind of bit complicated. If you don't want to get the Polkadot Chrome extension wallet, don't want to go to all these sites and maybe their websites, you can easily go to your Kraken account. If you don't have a Kraken account yet, just check the link down below the video. And on Kraken, if you are there under the tab Earn and then Parachain instead of staking, you can see that 5 projects are listed. So with KSM in your Kraken account, you can one-click invest in these projects. It's a very convenient way of doing it. Obviously, there are less projects listed here than we have seen on this site. However, the fact that Kraken supports these projects also, gives us a bit more trust in these projects as well. So if you want to know more about these projects, I'm happy to do a deep dive in any of those. I'm going to do a bit more research, might update you on the upcoming Parachain slot auctions. And also, if you really like this content, make sure to like and subscribe so that I know, and will deliver more content to you. So see you in the next video, guys.